right? This virus, COVID-19, has taught us a lot, and we need to learn. We need to bite the bullet and learn. In Trinidad and Tobago, yes, we locked down our borders, so we stopped the virus from coming in. But what we did also, we followed strict rules and regulations 8 to 10 weeks ago, where the social distancing, etc. But we had some people who did not follow, but the majority of the population followed the simple guidelines, and that is important. Now, more important today, since we have crossed that bridge and we are number one, and we can start back to open up the borders. When I say some of the sanctions, we are not going to open the borders yet, but what we need to continue doing is to keep those practices with those simple habits that was incorporated 8 to 10 weeks ago. We need to increase those habits. And the new habit will be, wearing a mask, washing your hands, simple hygiene. That will be the new norm from all the countries around the world. All right? And in Trinidad and Tobago, if in the next few weeks and next few months we can continue like that, I think COVID will never enter Trinidad and Tobago until that point where we open back our borders for you all around the world to come back to Trinidad and Tobago. And we are looking forward to that. But that is a big, big but. So, Jasper, I don't know if in the last few minutes or so, that simple sentiment. As a nation, we stood in our minds. We cleared our minds. Yes, the virus talk was there for Carnival. We did not shut down our...
Hello?
Very strict. As a nation, I want to thank everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, the 1.4 million people, for being that shining light. But if we are the leaders today, we have to continue leading ourselves in the next few weeks so that other countries in the world can continue to run COVID into another planet or forever. Not to another planet, but not in our world. Just right?
Yes, definitely. But okay, I know you're a big advocate on food security and growing locally. Has the government really listened to you in terms of ramping up local growing of produce? Because you open back the borders, you take in food from outside. We all know this thing lives on things, so
Yeah.
What to stop this virus from entering from produce, because we already see here affecting animals' lifestyle.
Yes. Okay, so just right. Our food, our dependence on foreign foods, etc. Yes, the government has listened. All right, very subtly they have listened to the people. All right, after 10 weeks. They have started a distribution of seedlings, all right? Some seed packets to each government and opposition's member in parliament, 41, all right? They have been given seedlings to give to their constituents. That is an excellent start. But I want to say blatantly that is such a simple process that didn't have to take 10 weeks. It could have started when we made the call before, with respect to, having that backyard initiative, all right? So we commend them on that. So they are listening, all right? And the measures and the measures we as farmers in our own way, I want to let you know as chairman of the Table and Pineapple Farmers Association, we are about to enter, we are in mid 2020, and we are about to enter the rainy season. I want to let you know that we have hundreds of acres of prime land that is already prepared for pineapple production and other fruit production to keep our country going. That is what we have been doing. That we have been doing that with our bare hands. For the first time, within the last week or so, NAMDEVCO, the marketing agency, we saw them take an initiative to purchase some pineapples from some farmers and also some other fruits, watermelons, etc. This is a decision that is 10 weeks too late. All right? But we commend the decision. So they are listening, just right. But on a similar vein, I know we just have about 5 or 10 more minutes. I know you, these multinationals and whatnot, there are some major concerns. Do you want us to discuss that right now, Jaskai?
Yeah, yes, let's touch on that because, at this time, everybody's playing a part in this fight, and we I know you urge all corporations, especially the big overseas one, to give back. So, have they been doing that?
Well, you in one of our programs, and on our very first podcast before COVID, we mentioned and we made a call to all these multinationals, even though they may be termed essential, to come forward and support the communities in which they operate. BHP came in, BP Amoco came in. All right. We saw Heritage came on the scene and gave some hampers, etc. There's a community in Labre in Trinidad, an industrial community. We saw one of the companies that operate there give out some hampers and whatnot. Whatever small it is, they contributing. But in our area, our southeast area, the Central and Ottawa blocks, we have Shell International, Shell Trinidad and Tobago Limited. We have not seen 1 cent being invested, all right, in the communities in which they operate, all right. Also, we have our big player, Touchstone International, all right. They recently, invested, over $100 million within the last 12 to 24 months into the Central and Ottawa blocks. And would you believe, Jascribe, as we sit here today, Touchstone International made a release a couple of hours ago, about all their major investments, in the Central and Ottawa blocks. All right. And they have not contributed 1 cent to any community from St. Mary's to Pool Valley to Rio Claro. And I want to make this plea to them again. These communities are challenged communities. These are rural communities. They are around the area that you have invested to extract fossil fuel and more so gas, which you are presently, while these people are suffering in their own way in the fight, in this war of wars with COVID-19, these communities, you did not contribute even 1 mask or 1 sanitizer to assist a needy home. But within the last few weeks, you have negotiated MOUs to extract gas to go to National Gas Company and other companies for the next 5 to 10 years. All right? This is very humiliating in 2020. Okay? And they are boasting about, doing permits right now, even though the agencies are closed, Just describe, and this hurts me, I don't know if you heard I'm asking everyone to go on to Touchstone Exploration International. All right? And go on their Facebook page and listen to these podcasts and the releases that they make. All right, and up to this day, they have not invested 1 cent with respect to the communities into which they operate, and we are in the war of wars with COVID. Jascribe?
Yes. I seen the recent interview put out by the company with its CEO, Peter Bay, saying they were able to secure permits as an essential service. How is that possible?
Well, from the very beginning, we need the oil production and the gas production in our country to support our revenue. All right. So that was classed as essential service. But with respect to the construction and whatnot, they have their rigs and whatnot to move, and those were stopped. But Touchstone has some other investments, with respect to their oil, that oil and whatnot was being produced, without the physical infrastructure. They were able to use their, like two workers in a vehicle, as the case may be, and follow some of the restrictions, all right, follow the rules. But, they are making plans, okay, in the next few weeks, they are trying to get their permits, and it's amazing to know that they are still doing these things without consulting the communities. All right, and yes, they got the approval to do the drilling, all right, and the exploration, but the extraction is another bit of another set of permits that we required. And up to this day, they have not communicated with the communities, but they can communicate with their partners to make deals, and to make agreements, but they cannot communicate with communities in which they are about to extract the heart of a community. Just right?
Yes. So would you say this is another form of exploitation by colonizers, Because here you have the farmer, he's unable to freely bring his goods to market to make a profit, but then you have this big multi-conglomerate. They're able to do as they please.
Well, Jascribe, you hit the nail on the head there, and it's not that we don't want them to continue with their investment, but we are in COVID times, all right? So if you give one mask, okay, one mask, you can say, well, look, you gave one mask instead of 1 billion masks. You understand what I'm saying, Jascribe? Because they are bringing in to support the industry.
Yep.
So this is my concern, and the communities have been calling me, people have been calling me with several challenges that they have. We know that the government have a responsibility, but BHP gave $3.5 million. Touchstone has not given 3.5 cents.
Not a dime.
This is ridiculous in 2020 in a COVID time. And Mr. Peter Bay and the shareholders in Touchstone International, we have to let them know how we feel, and if they operate like this, how can they get permits to go and to cut down our forest trees to run their flow lines? How can they do that?
That's a good question, like, I guess money is able to buy influence.
So Jascribe, I know, we want to end in just a couple of minutes, I want to calm down a bit. Touchstone, in these COVID times, we're in a world war of wars. Yes, we are going to live to get the economy going. We need the gas. We need the gas more than ever. But these communities, there are several communities calling on Touchstone to bring some hampers to some of the families. In these hampers would have a sanitization kit, just like how you ensure that your operation is fully well sanitized. We know your expats cannot fly in right now, all right? But at the end of the day, there are simple things that you bring to run your operation. You negotiate multi-billion-dollar agreements. All we are asking for you is to supply some masks or follow some of the simple protocols in supporting in good community social responsibility to the communities in which you operate and you extract their fossil fuel. So, Jascribe, I would just like to end by saying, we have not come out of the woods yet in Trinidad and Tobago. All right. We are number one with our mitigation measures. We must continue to stay home and stay safe. The essential services have been expanded. All right. So there will be extra activity. I want to commend. The new motto is that if you enter a business place that is expanded, that is considered essential, and you don't have a mask around your face, no mask, no service. That is one of our challenge, new challenge, Jascribe, in Trinidad and Tobago, this shining light in the world.
Yes, most definitely, and I believe that too. But as you know, we see people, they have masks, but it's not covering their face, it's on their neck or on their head. What to do with those people?